All right, listen up. So, when I was like 10 or 11, I was sick at home, just lying on the couch watching TV. And then, ding dong, the doorbell rings. Who could it be? The mailman, it seems. He tells me we've got this huge package, but he needs my help to bring it in. I gotta admit, I was shocked and didn't know what to do. I ask him, "Where's your truck, buddy?" I don't see it anywhere, and he says, "It's just around the corner, didn't sit right with me." Then I ask about our usual mailman, the one who always hands out lollipops. And what do I get? Some story about him visiting family. Gave me the creeps. Anyway, this guy keeps insisting I open the door, but I feel like something's off. I tell him we'll pick up the package later at the post office. But no, he keeps pushing. I'm starting to get nervous. So I agree. Say I'll grab my shoes upstairs first. As soon as I shut the front door, I bolt through the house, lock the back door, and call up my neighbor, who turns out to be a real lifesaver. I'm freaking out by the locked front door, staring at this guy through the window. He spots me, yells about my shoes, and I tell him my neighbor's on her way, 'cause she's stronger. The guy just turns and runs. And they never caught him. Man, I still shiver when I think about that day. Be careful out there, folks. You never know who's really knocking on your door. I was driving a shortcut from 29 Palms, California to Albuquerque, NM. 29 Palms is located in the desolate high desert east of LA. The shortcut was completely a two-lane road through total nothingness, except for passing through Amboy, California. Amboy is a nearly abandoned town nearly as far below sea level as Death Valley, with a dormant volcano and lava field on one side and a salt flat on the other. It was also, at the time, a hotspot for satanic group activity. So I was driving by myself in the afternoon. I stopped in Amboy and snapped a picture of the city sign, just to prove I was there to friends who dared me to take that route to I-40. I got back in my car and proceeded to drive up into the mountain range between Amboy and I-40. Once I reached the top, I am driving north through a canyon with high grass on both sides of the road. Up ahead, I see some stuff in the middle of the road. As I approach, I slow down to see a red Pontiac Fiero stopped sideways across both lanes, a suitcase open with clothes scattered everywhere, and two bodies laying face down in the road, a man and a woman. I stop 100 feet or so away and the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. Being a Marine, I reach under the seat and pull out a 9mm pistol and chamber a round. Something seemed very wrong. It looked too perfect, as if it were staged. An ambush? Was I being paranoid? Something was just wrong. Getting out of the car seemed unthinkable. It was the horror movie move. As I scanned the road, I saw a line I could drive. Past the guy in the road on his left, swerved to the right side of the woman, behind the Fiero, and I'd be on the other side. I dropped it into first gear, punched it, and drove the line I planned. I passed the back of the Fiero without hitting it, or either of the bodies in the road. I continued forward a couple 100 feet and slowed down so I could breathe and let my heart slow down. As I looked up into the rearview mirror, I saw that the two bodies had gotten up to their knees and 20 or so people emerged from the tall grass on either side of the road by the car and bodies. At that moment, my right foot smashed the gas pedal to the floor and did not let up until I had to slow down for the I-40 East on-ramp. I will never know what would have happened to me had I gotten out of the car to check on the bodies or stopped my car closer to them. Somehow I do not think it would have been good. Sometimes real life can be scarier than a movie.
This happened to a friend of mine a few days ago. One night, this girl was walking around the city when she started to suspect she was being followed. She went into a hotel lobby to try and shake the guy off. She told the staff what was happening, and they insisted on calling the police. The police finally found him and took him for questioning. They checked surveillance footage to see if he was actually following her, and he was, so they arrested him. The next day, they got a positive DNA match for a number of crimes around the city. Turns out he was the murderer around Leeds who has killed 3 people in the last 3 weeks.